of our great nation. We have waited for over a decade to host the AGRF Summit again. I'm proud that Tanzania has become the first nation to host the AGRF as it assumes a new brand, Africa's Food Systems Forum. When Tanzania hosted the AGRF at Ngurudoto Mountain Lodge in Arusha back in 2012 when I was president, I fondly remember rushing from New York, where the heads of state and government were attending the UN General Assembly. I had to come to preside over a very important event in the AGRF. This was the event of handing over the Yara Prize, which is today known the Africa Food Prize, to my two good friends, Dr. Ellen Gabriel Madin of Ethiopia and Dr. Agnes Karibata. At that time, she was Minister of Agriculture for Rwanda. She is now the President of AGRA. I don't need to ask her to stand because you've already seen her speak and you can see how competent she is. At that time, Kofi Annan was the former Secretary General of the United Nations, was chairman of the board of AGRA. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome the AGRI Forum back to Tanzania. But now, under the chairmanship of a great friend of mine at personal level, but also a great friend of Tanzania, in the name of His Excellency Haile Mariam Desalegn, former Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa's Food Systems Forum brings something fresh to Tanzania, which has long been an agricultural powerhouse because of its vast lands, diversified farmers, but most importantly, sound agricultural and economic policies. My humble appeal to you, Your Excellency, and to my fellow Tanzanians, please use the opportunity of the forum to showcase what Tanzania has to offer. When speaking, Minister Bashe spoke. It's the first time the launch is done at State House. At that time, even the forum itself was just new. But now it is the first time we are hosting it, we are launching at the State House. It is an opportunity for us to do something big. Let those who come to the AGRF under the new name go back home with fond memories. Go back home with a message that nothing compares to what has happened in Tanzania in September. I know we can do that. As previously described, this country is an agricultural hotbed, and I'm genuinely convinced that Africa's food security solutions will emerge from actions by countries, and Tanzania can play a very pivotal role in this regard. Your Excellency, President, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, and your esteemed government, I have no doubt that Tanzania will continue to play that essential role in feeding itself, feeding Africa, and the outer world. I'm excited to see how thousands of delegates coming to the Food Systems Forum in September will unpack this year's theme, centered around women and youth. And I know these two are very close to your heart. And I was not part of the thinking, but I'm sure you had a lot of influence in this forum having this kind of a theme. Asabashe na ulega, msimwangushe rais. Hakikisheni kwamba inafanikiwa kweli kweli, na kwamba kweli kweli inaonekana kwamba imelenga wanawake na vijana. Sorry, I use the other frequency just to communicate properly the message to these two young men, that they should never let down the president. They should make sure that this thing is organized so well, and people should come out of here believing, seeing it, that indeed it has been centered on women and centered on the young people, who happen to be 63% of the Tanzanian population. Your Excellency, last month, I was appointed chairman of the Africa Food Prize Committee. It's a conspiracy of Haile Mariam, Agnes. I could not attend the meeting. I was participating by Zoom. And then they said, no, we wait a bit. And then we've been discussing you. I said, discussing me? What have I done wrong? It's a very serious problem. What is it? We have appointed you chairman of the Africa Food Prize Committee. Madam President, that's the price of doing bad things. But I accepted it wholeheartedly because I have strong commitment to agriculture. I have strong commitment to making sure that the people of Tanzania feed themselves, but also the people of this continent also feed themselves, but also feed the world. 60% of the world's unused, not underused, unused arable land is in Africa. So we in Africa have the capacity of feeding this world, when in 2050 we'll be 9 billion. We're already 7 billion now. In 2050 we'll be 9 billion. And the biggest challenge then would be, how do we feed this 9 billion? And that responsibility now lies in the hands of Africa, who has 60% of the world's unused arable land. I believe we can rise to the challenge. But in this Africa Food Prize Committee, the prize that the winner gets, if my committee sits down and says, okay, fine, this one is the winner this year, it is $100,000. It's not a small prize. $100,000 ukapiga kwa hesabu ya TZS karibu 200 mabilioni. So it's a lot of money. But it has been done deliberately to promote innovation, to promote creativeness on the part of the people of this continent, so that we can increase food productivity and production and feed ourselves. 'One of the reasons why that Africa Food Prize Committee is so important is because it has been done deliberately to promote innovation, to promote creativeness on the part of the people of this continent, so that we can increase food productivity and production and feed ourselves. 1 of the reasons why that Africa Food Prize Committee is so important is because it has been done deliberately to promote innovation, to promote creativeness on the part of the people of this continent, so that we can increase food productivity and production and feed ourselves. Why Africa Food Prize exists is to inspire and honor sustainable innovations that shine a bright spot on what can be possible in addressing the constraints that undermine food security in Africa. The Africa Food Prize and other partners remain committed to changing the status quo of smallholder farmers from survival to thriving. Join our efforts in identifying and recognizing the innovators who work tirelessly to search for solutions and respond to the food and nutrition challenges around the continent. It is now time to come up with proposals of who do you think should be the awardee this year. So we have that opportunity. I'm sure there are many Tanzanians who can be part of that. Kwa lugha mjini anasema changamkieni fursa. Tutapata $100,000. I want to invite you to engage with the Africa Food Prize, a vital part of the Food Systems Summit, because at the Food Systems Summit in September here, that's the time when we'll be giving the award. We do it at AGRF. I call upon us to participate in the nomination exercise by identifying outstanding individuals or organizations for the 2023 Food Prize, for Africa Food Prize. I'm excited to see the quality of the selections that are going to come. As I conclude, I want to recognize the efforts of Your Excellency, Madam President, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, and your entire government in ensuring that youth and women are at the center of this country's food systems. Ladies and gentlemen, we must now work extra hard to derive local solutions to our hunger and nutrition challenges. The upcoming Food Systems Summit provides an excellent opportunity to establish the alliance, partnerships, and plans that will get us well on our feet. Madam President, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your kind attention.
Pia ni mwenyekiti wa Africa Food Prize. Sasa napenda kumkaribisha Waziri wa Kilimo, Umwagiliaji, Maliasili na Mifugo wa Zanzibar kwa ajili ya kumkaribisha Rais wa Serikali ya Mapinduzi Zanzibar. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa.
Mheshimiwa Daktari Samia Suluhu Hassan, Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu, Mheshimiwa Makamu wa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, Dr. Mpango, Mheshimiwa Rais wa Zanzibar na Mwenyekiti wa Baraza la Mapinduzi, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, Mheshimiwa Makamu wa kwanza wa Rais wa Serikali ya Mapinduzi ya Zanzibar, Mheshimiwa Makamu wa pili, Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu